I'm Christine McGilvray with Pilates for Runners. In this lesson, we're going to be talking about opening up the joints of the hips and the pelvis. And for this lesson, you'll need a couple of props. First, you'll need a small ball. If you don't have a ball, you can use a yoga block. And you'll need a Pilates ring. If you don't have a Pilates ring, you can use an exercise band that's been tied, or you can use a belt. Just something that will create a little resistance. Before we begin, let's just talk about breath. So pulling the belly in, shoulders back, lengthen the spine, and take a nice deep inhale through the nose, and exhale out the mouth. Remember, as you breathe in Pilates, your belly's always pulled in. We're working on expanding that lung capacity. So let's get started by coming sideways on the mat. Knees will be right in line with the hips, feet in line with the knees. You're gonna take your ball or block and bring it to the inner thighs. Be mindful it's not right on the knee joints. Sitting up nice and tall, arms reach out in line with the shoulders. Take an inhale and exhale, rolling down. Feel one vertebrae at a time coming down onto your mat. Arms will rest at your side, feet slide a little closer to you, and then feel your tailbone pressing down into the mat. You should be able to slide one hand underneath your low back. Make sure you're not arching or pressing down. Neutral pelvis. Take an inhale. Exhale, squeeze that ball. Inhale, release. Exhale, squeeze. And release. And squeeze. So you're squeezing the ball all the way through your exhale. And as you squeeze, you're working on strengthening your inner thighs and getting movement through the pubic and hip joints. In particular, we are moving through the pelvis, loosening up that pubic joint in the front of the hips and pelvis. 3. Belly staying pulled in, tailbone stays pressing down. 2 and 1. Now you're gonna keep a little squeeze on that ball, keeping those inner thighs engaged. We're gonna open up this part of the low back here. So you're gonna take an inhale, exhale, press your back down and just lift your butt. Inhale, lower it down, pelvic tilt. Exhale, tilt the pelvis, lift the butt, and inhaling down. Keep that little squeeze on the ball, get a little extra inner thigh work there. So you're opening up this part of the back, the lumbar, as well as the hip flexors. So those hip flexors in the front of the body need a lot of stretching and opening. They tend to be really tight in most runners, and that hip flexor tightness will shorten your range of motion when you're running. You'll be less efficient and powerful. And it can start to cause tension in the low back and tight hamstrings. Let's do 2 more here. From here, we're gonna move up into a bridge. Think of your spine as one straight line and you're hinging here at these hip flexors. Take an inhale, exhale, squeeze the glutes, lift the hips. Inhaling lower, exhale, squeeze and lift. These bridges are great for strengthening glutes and hamstrings, as well as the muscles of the low back. Great for realigning the hips. So this one in particular is great after a run. You'll feel this great stretch from the ribs all the way down to the knee. Again, keep that squeeze on the ball and use your exhale to pull the belly in, getting more stretch through the front of the body. 3, 2, and 1. You can set your ball off to the side. We're gonna move to that ring. So you're gonna come up, grab your ring or belt or strap, and you're gonna set that apparatus just on the outside of the thighs below the knees. You're gonna roll yourself back down. Bring those feet flat on the mat so you can push down into the feet. Knees are hip distance apart. Pelvis is neutral. Take an inhale, exhale, pull out on the ring. Inhale, release, and pull. So this motion is going to work those outer thighs, as well as loosen up the SI joints. So the SI joints are the 2 joints in the back of the hips that tend to get really stuck for a lot of us, mainly because we sit a lot. Stuck SI joints can lead to a host of problems in the back and the hips. So it's great to get those joints moving and strengthening those outer thighs. Strong outer thighs support the IT. So if you have IT issues, you'll be wanting to do these and the side lying leg series. And 2. And 1. Good. We're gonna put that ring off to the side, and we're gonna finish with cobra into child's pose. So coming onto your mat and onto your belly, feet will be out towards the corners of the mat. Hands start right under the shoulders. This is to open up these SI joints right here in the back of the hips. We're gonna inhale, lift the chest, pull the belly in. Exhale, lift the hips. Press them back over the heels, child's pose. Coming back onto the mat and down. Pull the belly in, inhale, lift. Exhale, lift those hips, pressing back. We're gonna do one more here, but you can do as many as you'd like. Belly's pulling in as you inhale, support the back, and then shifting the hips, opening those SI joints. And then coming back up. Thank you very much. Again, I'm Christine McGilvray with Pilates for Runners. For more information, check out my website, pilatesforrunners.co.